Hello, my friends. My name is Harold, and welcome to the Sanctum. In today's video, we're going to talk about two different kinds of energy. And this particular energy that I'm talking about is, of course, what we call chi, prana in the yogic tradition, or chi in the Taoist tradition. But essentially, we're talking about life force here. And I've spoken a lot about this particular energy in many of my previous videos, especially during the many years ago that I posted. But this particular video, I'm going to talk about two specific kinds of chi, or the two polarities of chi, what we call yin and yang. Now, in the Hermetic tradition, or in the Western tradition, these two energies are essentially called electric energy or magnetic energy. So, electric energy is synonymous with yang, and the magnetic energy is synonymous with yin. Okay, so one, the yang or electric, is projective in nature, meaning it's outward flowing, and the yin or magnetic energy is receptive in nature or inward flowing. Yeah, so this nature of electric and magnetic, or positive and negative, when I mean negative, I don't mean bad. I mean the opposite of positive, like on a battery. A battery has a positive pole and it has a negative pole, and when we connect two wires together like that, and that forms a circuit. Yeah, so these are the two poles of chi. Now this is there in our entire body as well. We've got a yang eye and we've got a yin eye. So oftentimes the right eye is the projective eye, right? It's the solar eye, that is the yang, the positive pole. Energy is outward flowing in that sense. And the left eye is the magnetic eye. And that creates a circuit. So this is where when we look at somebody in the eyes, it starts to form a circuit of energy flow that's created between the two individuals in that way. So like that, all there are many parts of our body that are either electric or magnetic or yin or yang, but I'll get to that in another video. Now this particular video is about feeling energy and learning to discern the difference between electric and magnetic, or yang and yin, and how we can learn to project yang or project yin from our palms. Yeah, so first, in order to do this, we need to actually feel the energy. And now I know I've made a previous video on this ages ago, a couple of years ago, on how to sensitize your palms and to feel life force. But in in the future, or very soon, I will create a much longer video on a sort of meditation slash exercise that you can do. And this is something that I do currently, and it's evolved from the previous technique that I've taught in the past, to begin to sensitize those hands quite strongly to the subtle energy, so that you can feel it a lot better and activate those palm centers to be able to work with the energy. All right, so this is very important to be able to discern between yin and yang, especially if you're a practitioner of internal martial arts, whether that's Tai Chi or even any of the other internal forms of martial arts, Aikido, or if you're practicing Neigong or Qigong, or simply you're an energy healer, or you just want to work with energy. This is, or even if you're doing manifestation, this can be very useful. So now, first of all, you want to bring your palms together like that, and ensure that you open the joints. So what I mean by open the joints is ensure that these particular areas of your arms are open rather than closed like that. You don't want to bring it like that. You want to open it out a little bit more. So that opens up the flow of energy through the body, right? And you want to stretch out your fingers a little bit, just creating a slight bit of tension, but without actually contracting the muscles. If you contract the muscles, that blocks the movement of energy, right? So if you do that, you're contracting the muscles and you're blocking the movement of energy. So you don't want to contract them, you want to relax them, but not too relaxed. Even if you relax it too much, you're not going to be able to allow the full flow of that energy. But instead, you want to completely relax the muscles, but create a little bit of what's called fascia tension. So that's a little bit of tension, but you're not tensing the muscles, you're tensing what's known as the fascia, which is sort of like the skin, or sort of muscular muscular outline that is embracing the muscles. Right, it's called the fascia. So this particular so when you add a little bit of tension without actually completely causing muscle tension, that creates fascia pressure. And this fascia is where the chi and life flows force physically, if you were to give it a physical equivalent, it flows through to the muscles through that particular um, through the fascia. So bring your hands together like this, and don't focus on your palms, but focus on the area in between the palms. If you focus on the palms, you're going to be focusing on the physical body. You might feel a little bit of energy, but it's not going to awaken your astral senses. But instead, you want to focus on the area in between the palms. So do that. And when you I would like you to take a deep breath in. And as you take a deep breath in, keep your attention on that area. You don't have to look at the area, but keep your focus, your mental awareness on that particular area as you take a deep breath in and out. And ensure that you're breathing through your nose and your belly is expanding and contracting as you do so. So like diaphragmatic breathing. And if you keep your attention there, start to move your hands forward and backwards like this. If you breathe out, as you breathe in, move your hands outwards. As you breathe in, move your hands inwards. So when you start to do that, you'll start to feel a little magnetic sensation in between your fingers. Now, in between your palms. And when you start to feel that, you're starting to feel that energy. So now notice the difference. If you take your hands and if you push out the joints like this and stretch out as if you're pushing something, but without actually pushing and adding force and tensing your muscles, gently push without actually pushing. And you'll notice that your arms, your hands will start to emanate this particular form of energy. Right? It's like you're emanating energy outwards, projective. That's electric yang energy that you're projecting out. Right? So when you do that, you want to push outwards like that. And without actually tensing the muscles, you're tensing what's known as the fascia. And as you do that, you're starting to emanate now. And that's yang in nature. So now if you want to do yin, you do the same thing, but instead you're pulling inwards. Right? You're projecting, but you're pulling inwards like that. An easier way to feel that is to do it inwards like this. Take your hands and pull it inwards like this without tensing the muscles, and you'll notice that there's a shift in the energy, and that's creating the yin energy, the magnetic energy, and they have a different quality. The more you begin to sensitize your palms, the more you'll become aware of the difference between the yin and the yang. So push out, open the joints and push outwards starts to project yang. If you bring your attention to a certain point in the distance and push outwards like that, focusing on that point, you'll notice that the emanation is starting to move, right? And you don't focus on your palms, you're focusing outside of the body. That's very important. If you focus on the palms, your attention is going to stay in the body rather than awaken the astral senses, right? So you have to move your attention out of the body to that particular point. In the same way, you can pull in like this while focusing on that point. And in that way, you're now projecting yin energy, the magnetic energy. And there's a subtle difference. One is emanating, and one is you're still emanating, but it's receptive in nature. It's got a different quality. One is hot, and the other one is cold. So that's one way you can practice. You can focus on something, maybe a point on the wall, and you can either sit down or stand, and you can imagine not and you can bring your attention to that point, and you can emanate. It's electric. And notice the difference, keeping your attention on that point and outside the body, and then pull backwards like this, and then you're emanating yin, and then shift back, and learn to practice shifting between those two polarities of energy, yang to yin, yin to yang, in that way. And notice the difference. And the more you do it, the more you'll become accustomed to these subtle sensations. Um, and if you know how these particular polarities work, all sorts of other things can be done. This is also the basis of personal magnetism, and developing internal awareness and internal energy, and using it in various situations. So, and I have a course on that, and I'll leave a link in the description box below for those who are interested in learning about that. So this is extremely useful for those who are into internal martial arts, or simply those who want to learn more about energy, and learn to move energy. And I'll make more videos on this sort of stuff. So yeah, there are ways you can build up on this. So I hope that's interesting. I hope you enjoy. Please give this video a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.